Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to Wilmington Wildcats Weekly here on the Christian Internet Sports Network as we get set for week number 3. Holy cow, it doesn't seem possible, does it? Week number 3 of this football season. The Cats at 1-1, taking on Peotone tonight, who also comes in at 1-1. Another beautiful night for football here in Wilmington. Sun getting ready to set. Temperature in the lower 70s, probably into the upper 60s before the night is said and done. Perfect football weather.
It's absolutely great. No clouds in the sky. Just a little bit of the lights turned on now, taking over where it started darkening up a little bit. I think it's going to be a nice night for football.
That it will. The Cats and the Blue Devils both out on the field at the moment, going through their paces, and we'll get set for football here tonight. Got a bunch of stuff to get to, including an interview with the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Reintz. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about what happened last week and get you set up for the slate of games tonight as well. And then in just a little bit, we'll talk to Coach Reintz, too. To all that and more as Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company, rolls along here on the Christian Internet Sports Network. Back in just a moment. Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900. Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Back here, Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company, just about 12 minutes away from opening kick tonight between Wilmington and Peotone. Let's go over what happened last week around the area. Wilmington, a 49-6 winner over Sandwich, and could have been worse than that, obviously. The Cats pulled a lot of their players starting lineup-wise in midway point of the third quarter or so, and Wilmington ends up with a 49-6 victory over Sandwich. Peotone last week lost to Marengo. 34-21 was the final of that game. Other scores from around the area: St. Joe Ogden 35-12 over Paxton Buckley Loda. Dwight 32, Rock Island Ulliman 14. Seneca 44-7 over Sangamon Valley Neontic. Ottawa defeated Streeter 50-12 in what is supposed to be a rivalry game, but it's been pretty one-sided through the years. Muhammad Seymour went down to Morris last week. Morris won that game 33-14. It was Richmond Burton 24-20 over Coal City. By the way, their game doesn't get any easier this week. Mantino 28, Plano 14. And Bishop Mack 45-28 over Herscher. Reed Custer also gets a 34-0 win over Harvard. This week's slate of games that we're going to be keeping an eye on, of course, Wilmington and Peotone here tonight at 1-1 apiece. Herscher at 1-1 will be at 2-0 Mantino. Keep a close eye on that one tonight. Streeter at 1-1 will be at 1-1 Reed Custer. Morris at 2-0 will be at 2-0 Peoria. Bishop Mack at 2-0 will host 0-2 Christ the King. Montini at 2-0 will host Marist, who's 0-2 tonight. Sandwich 0-2 will host 0-2 Plano. Thornton at 1-1 will take on 0-2 Rich Township. Thornton on Wilmington's schedule later in the year. Coal City at 1-1 will host 2-0 Bloom tonight, like 1,900 students as far as Bloom goes. JCA at 0-2 will be at 2-0 Fenwick. Providence at 1-1 will be at 2-0 Carmel. And IC Catholic at 2-0 will host host 1-1 St. Ignatius. All right, take a quick break. We'll come back to our interview with Coach Reitz. We'll do that here in just a moment on Christian Internet Sports Network. It's scheduled later in the year.
Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned, well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive
Welcome back here
rates.
to Wildcats Weekly, brought to you as always by Breezers Construction Company and joined by the head coach of the Wilmington Wildcats, Jeff Reitz. Coach back at home, and although not a lot of big away games, that first week at Morris was a big one, and then come back after that loss and see how things rebounded against Sandwich. And boy, you can find out real early with the way your defense played and setting the tone right on that first drive, and then all of a sudden, I think it was 7 offensive possessions and 7 scores. And it didn't take too long to get it done.
No, you're exactly right, and I was really happy the way the kids came out. It was great to open up at home. Guys were fired up to be running down the hill and be back playing at home. And no, offensively, I thought we did a nice job. I thought defensively we stopped the run game. I think we held them under 100 yards until the end, and so that means our kids were reading their keys well and doing a good job. I got to compliment our offensive defensive linemen. Boy, did they do a nice job. And so really happy for them. And overall, it was a really good game. We had the one snafu on the punt return where the ball kicked off one of our kids' legs, but overall, I thought it was a real good game for us.
You know, one of the new wrinkles to that whole thing offensively was Billy Moore out of that quarterback spot, and just a few extra carries. And then, of course, you have Meanson and his carry at the end, which really wasn't meant to be a quarterback carry, but wow, the amount of yardage that the quarterbacks put up, and a chance for other people to look at that and go, oh, now we have to worry about this.
You know what, it's a great point, because, you know, everybody knows about Ketman and knew about Ketman coming into the year, so they're going to, obviously, they're going to make their defense up, their scheme to stop him. Well, you got to have an answer, and I think K-Chuck and Couples are going to get better. Couples had a really good run the other night. K-Chuck as a sophomore learning what to do there. Now you throw Billy in the mix, and you saw what he did the other night in the open field. That's just another weapon for us to use, and it's just going to make our offense that much better.
I know real early in the season we're talking about special teams a little bit, because I know that's one of those things that it might take a few games to get it going, but it seems like for the most part that has been pretty smooth. A couple things here and there, but for the first couple of weeks it's been pretty good.
I tell you what, good point, really good point. And you know, that's one thing when you're getting ready for a Morris and a Sandwich. You know, you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's that much more, just to make sure, because of those heavy games early. And special team-wise, it's something that you can't overlook. I know I make a point of Catbackers to show a lot of those, just because we take a lot of pride in that. Bobby Bolster does a really good job coaching our kids up that way. But you bring up a great point that is something that, you know, there's 3 aspects to the game, and everybody knows about offense and defense, but the kicking game is so important. I think Evan Alsine, who's been doing our kickoffs and our extra points, has done a really good job there.
Well, now you kind of get into week 3. Is that possible? Week 3 and Peotone coming to town with a mirror image of what you do and what they do offensively. It's kind of the same thing, and a chance again for probably a really quick game.
That's right.
But again, though, taking advantage of offensive possessions when you have them, because you might not have them.
You do. It's a you know, field position. You know, on offenses like both of ours, something can go wrong if they have a long drive. If they have a short field to drive on, that's where you're going to start having problems. So we need to win that field position more early. We need to, and both of us are going to try to get each other in the second and third long situation. We spend so much time practicing running the football, and when it comes to passing, we both can, but it's something we both don't want to do. And so who can put each other in those situations and by all means, turnovers, you know as well as I do, is always a big part of any game. Can we stay away from them? Hey, can we cause some this time? And try to make some things happen that way.
I think it gets a little tricky, too, with coming to Peotone because as young as they are, a lot of juniors, there's a couple of games kind of on film, but haven't seen them a lot. And, again, we talk every year, 2-3 weeks into the seasons where you really see that growth. Kind of be interesting to see where they're at going from week 1, week 2 to week 3.
You know what, John, good point. And I talk about this too, especially with when we have juniors and sophomores playing. It takes a and for Peotone, I'm sure they learned a lot about themselves playing a good Marengo team last week. Now they're going to come back with us and just give us that much more effort. For us, big game versus Morris, okay, you had a good win against Sandwich. Can we maintain that high level of play? And that's what both teams are trying to do, is trying to get to their kids to build up as you go through the season. This is, in a way, we're kind of 0-0 because this is our first conference game. We really want to be 1-0 in conference, just like Peotone does. As we begin the year here, it's a great league, and to start off 1-0 would be something that we'd be happy with.
All right, and then lastly here, where do you stand injury-wise?
Yeah, we think we're going to get Cutter back this week, which is great.
Good.
I want to commend, though, Colin Van Dyne. He's done a great job for us at center, and really happy that he stepped in and did the job that he did. But to have Jack back, I think, is good for us up on the O-line. And then he's going to get some defensive line play, too, which he did last year also. So happy to have him back. The Allen kid, Cam, it's going to take another week or two to get him back. Hopefully in 3 weeks he's back on the field playing for us, so that'd be great.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you post-game.
All right, John, that sounds good.
Coach Reed's joining us here on Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company. Just about set for opening kick tonight. 2.5 minutes away, as you can hear. The motorcycles revving up in the background. They have the run-through set up all the way out to the 40-yard line, and it takes a little while now. I remember back when they started the motorcycle thing, there's like 8, 10, 12 motorcycles. Now it's like 40 on a weekly, which is cool, but it takes a little while.
Yeah, it takes a while to get them all lined up. They're still lining up out there.
And you get a nice night like this, everybody in the county will show up at the motorcycle. So they're still getting them all lined up in the end zone. I think they finally got through everybody out there, and we'll get set to bring the Cats out here momentarily. So Peotone tonight will be in their white uniforms with blue helmets and blue numbers as well. Cats will be in their purple jerseys. Y'all good. Purple jerseys along with white pants and white helmets as well. They'll get set to come down through the woods. A little bit delayed here. Fireworks go off in the distance. And Coach Reentz will lead them down through the woods, and we'll get set to make this entrance here tonight. Like a little bit of a delay, like just that dramatic pause before they take the field here tonight, or see if they can make the way onto the field. This is about as late as they've pushed it, 50 seconds or so on that clock.
I've never known them to be this long.
Fireworks still going off, and here come the Cats down through that wooded section and through the motorcycles, and the Cats will take the field here, get set to go up against Peotone here tonight. Take one more quick break. We'll come back with opening kick in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Riverfront Lanes in Wilmington is the place for fun with family and friends. They have leagues and open bowling, along with all the extras, like bumpers for the kids and cosmic bowling. Riverfront Lanes is your party headquarters, too. Whether it's a birthday, company outing, or fundraiser, they can take care of you. Visit riverfrontlanes.com for hours and more information, or stop by at 402 South Water Street in Wilmington. The attorneys and staff at Odekirk & Rhodes are here to help during your most stressful legal situations, including criminal cases, divorce, custody, personal injury, and more. Odekirk & Rhodes will be with you every step of the way with aggressive representation that results in positive outcomes. Call 815-306-4864. Visit online at odekirklaw.com or stop by any one of their locations in Joliet, Manteno, Morris, or Wilmington today.
So the Cats will take the field. They did win the opening coin toss tonight. They deferred to the second half, shockingly. The Cats will get set to kick off instead of return here, as Peotone will get set to return this opening kick. They will do so right to left tonight, as Wilmington will have it teed up. And Evan Ostheim will get set to kick it off for the Cats. A little bit different color combination with the jerseys tonight. Purple jerseys, white pants, white helmets. Of course, the white helmet and the white paw print. Kind of a new look for the Cats this year. Usually it's that purple paw print.
I kind of miss the purple paw print.
I don't know. I sort of like this. Kick comes down around the 6-yard line, taken there across the 15, and that is swallowed up immediately by Couples, who broke through and made the tackle. The return by Declan McMaster, and that'll set Peotone up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line or so. Well, I think I'll say 18. And Peotone will have a 1st and 10. Now, if you think last week was a quick game, wait till you see this one. Both of these teams running what should be double wing tonight. Well, at least if Peotone sticks with what they've been doing here to start the year. And they will split out a couple of wide receivers, so a little bit different look. Shotgun formation for Peotone to go here on the first snap of the game. Handoff comes left side, and that's going to go nowhere. Cats all over that, even with the different look. My goodness, did Rink get through there in a hurry, and the handoff to Nick Cronin, who will end up with no carry. My goodness, Rink just flew through the middle of everyone and made that stop. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
2nd down and 10 to go.
So again, Rink and Olin, the linebackers out there for the Cats here tonight. Now Peotone back to the double wing. And in motion is Tucker Kane. Swing pass out to the far side. Caught and picking up a 1st down across the 35 to the 40 is Colin Willis. So Willis on the reception. That'll be a gain. We're going to mark him out back at the 34, so a gain of 16 yards and a Peotone 1st down. So a couple of different looks. Alex Chenoweth with the pass out to Willis, and just like that, Peotone with the 1st and 10. You knew the Blue Devils would come up with a few wrinkles here to start this one. Shotgun formation, split out to the left side is Tyler Walker out of the shotgun. Chenoweth with one back to his left, 1st and 10 from the Peotone 34. Chenoweth going to keep it himself. Will pick up 3, maybe 4 yards. Good pursuit by the Cats. Oland on the stop for Wilmington, and to bring up 2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4. Pretty good offensive possession for Peotone on the opening drive.
Kind of surprising.
Give them, I guess, almost a gain of 5. So 2nd down and 5 for the Cats. So defensively for Wilmington, Declan Moran, Logan Van Dyne, Cooper Holman, all up front. As double wing shotgun formation here. Chenoweth going to keep it again. That's going to go nowhere. Good pursuit by the Cats. No gain. And, boy, Wilmington, again, getting through in a hurry is Will Wilson, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for Peotone from their own 40-yard line, so a gain of a yard.
Now, and 4 to go. Blue Devils.
Well, definitely a little different here for Peotone. Swing pass, some shotgun formation, trying to switch things up on the Cats, and it's worked at least to the tune of 1 1st down. 1 receiver split out to the far side, 1 back to the near, and again, out of the shotgun is Chenoweth. Handoff to the far side. This is Nick Cronin, who's going to get close to a 1st down. Cut it upfield. Matter of fact, looks like he might have ended up with it.
Cronin, the ball carrier for the Blue Devils.
Moran ends up on the stop, but not before a 1st down for Peotone. A gain of 4 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils, and they've found something against this Wilmington defense here early.
1st and 10. Peotone.
Yeah, they've come out Just a little bit different.
The weird thing is, a lot of the success is on the edges, which typically Wilmington shuts down fairly well. One receiver split out to either side, shotgun formation again. Chenoweth out of the gun here, 1st and 10 from the Peotone 44. The Blue Devils working right to left, 8:51 to go here in the opening quarter. So things just underway, and it's a conversation going on the far sideline between the officials and the coaching staff for Peotone. Keeping it this time, Chenoweth up the middle, got a nice gain yet again. Gets ahead for a gain of 4 yards or so. Boy, the Cats having a little bit of difficulty early on defensively.
Which Chenoweth was that? Was that the quarterback?
That is, Alex Chenoweth, the 6 foot, 175-pound junior quarterback for Peotone. This is actually a pretty young Blue Devils team. They're going to return quite a bit of this.
2nd down and 5 to go for the Blue Devils.
In the future, Cronin just a junior, Chenoweth is a junior, McMaster's a junior. A lot of those key players down to 8 minutes to go opening quarter, and Peotone has managed to hang on to the football. 2nd and 5 from their own 49. Wing back in motion, that's Cronin, and now keeping it again is Chenoweth trying to get the edge, and that's not going to work. Wilson and Moran track him down, and it'll be no gain. Set up 3rd down and 5. Boy, Will Wilson got out there in a hurry, and Declan helped him finish it up. 3rd and 5 from the Peotone 49. A big early 3rd down for this Cats defense.
Yeah, they seem to be completely off balance, the Cats. But a couple good plays here slowed the Blue Devils down.
So 3rd and 5 for Peotone from their own 49. Far side hash mark. One receiver to either side. Chenoweth out of the shotgun with a back to his left. 7:06 to go opening quarter. Receiver in motion to the near side. That's Cronin. Chenoweth will get set to take the snap. Nope, timeout, as that play clock was getting dangerously close to going out. Timeout to Peotone. 7 minutes to go opening quarter. Blue Devils face a 3rd and 5 after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Spins and Needles on Davie Lane is your local sewing shop in the Wilmington area. They specialize in sewing machine repairs and cleaning. Spins and Needles also has sewing supplies, quilt fabrics, sewing notions, and custom wind spinners. Stop by Spins and Needles at 614 Davie Lane in Wilmington from 10 to 4 Tuesday through Thursday and Friday and Saturday from 10 to 3. Or call 815-592-1183 for Spins and Needles. The Wilmington Chamber of Commerce at wilmingtonilchamber.org represents Wilmington businesses in many ways, including Employee of the Month, job postings, a full directory, event listings, ribbon cuttings, and more. They are also proud to announce their office location at 616 Davie Lane in Wilmington. WilmingtonILChamber.org is the source for all things business related in Wilmington.
So 3rd down and 5 for Peotone out of the timeout. Again, shotgun formation, one receiver to either side and one wing back as well, and a back to the left of Alex Chenoweth taking their time. Plenty of time in that play clock as well, down to 10 seconds on it. Chenoweth going to keep it himself, and that is not going to work. Tried to go off that right side. Cats all over that. Looks like Moran right there again to blow things up and to bring up 4th down and 5. So no gain for Chenoweth, and the Cats finally get off the field defensively, and we'll see what Wilmington can do on offense.
That was a pretty good drive by the Blue Devils.
It's just really, I mean, every year Coach Siamas comes up with something. Every year.
Seems like it's always a physical game with them, too.
It is. Now, I mean, I think ultimately this thing works in a certain direction, but he always manages to hang around for a little while. So punt coming up here on 4th and 5 from the Peotone 49. This one bounces at the Wilmington 30, rolls inside the 25, and right at the 25 is touchdown by Chenoweth, and the Cats will start 1st and 10. So, by the way, back on that offensive line for the Cats is Jack Cutter, 6 foot, 225-pound junior, will get his first start of the year. He was out with an injury the first couple of weeks, so he is back to take over on that center position. He'll be joined up front by Will Wilson, 6 foot, 208-pound junior. And by the way, I think I said junior for Cutter. I think he's actually a senior. Evan Kuipers up front for the Cats as well, 6'3", 208-pound senior. Out of the double wing here for the Cats. Handoff comes right side. This is Couples, and Nate Couples will pick up about 3 yards, maybe 4, depending upon the spot. Again, for the Cats, Billy Moore, 5'7", 145-pound senior, doing the quarterbacking duties for the Cats. The wingbacks are Nate Couples, 5'9", 170-pound senior, along with Ryan Kettman, 6'3", 185-pound senior, and at fullback, Ryan Schrager, 5'7", 170-pound junior. But again, the Cats will go 2 deep at almost all of those spots here tonight. By the way, Zach Oland up front for the Cats as well, playing offense and defense as usual. More under center, 2nd down and 7. Handoff left side. Kettman, huge hole, and got tripped up at the last second. Ryan Kettman strings it out. Nick Cronin barely got enough to bring him down. It'll be a gain of 11 yards and a Wildcat self-storage first down out to the 38-yard line. Well, I'm telling you what, Cronin got a finger or two on the foot of Kettman, just enough to trip him up.
Just barely nipped his foot, just enough.
So the Cats will have it, 1st down and 10 from their own 38-yard line. 4:38 to go here in this first quarter. Again, double wing here, more up under center from the far side hash mark. Cats working left to right. Handoff left side. Kettman again got hit in the hole and then gets dropped across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Good pursuit defense from Peotone. It'll bring up 2nd down, we'll call it 7 after a gain of 3. Down to 4:10 to go here in this opening quarter. Well, there's one thing about it. If a team's going to be ready to play the double wing, it will be Peotone.
Yeah,
because
they do the same thing.
They're running a mirror image of what the Cats do, so not a whole lot you're going to come up with that's going to trick them up. So 2nd down and 7 for Wilmington from their own 41. Moore under center, 3:40 and counting here in the first quarter. Kettman in motion, gets the handoff left side, and he had to fight again to get a couple of yards. Bring up 3rd down, call it 3 more yards, bring up 3rd and 4 for Wilmington from their own 44. And so far, that's about the best defense that anybody's played against Kettman so far this year.
Yeah, so far he's carried the ball 3 times. First time was 11 yards, then 2 3-yarders. It's hard to keep that guy down. You got to play some good football if you're going to get to Kettman.
All right, 3rd down and 4 from the Wilmington 44-yard line. This has been an interesting first quarter, to say the least. Peotone putting 6 up on that defensive line, 6-3 front, really what it is. Handoff goes right side, and a first down, a gain of 6, close to 7 yards. I believe that is Couples.
That's enough for another first down, Wildcats.
Couples tackled by Declan McMaster for Peotone, and it will bring a Wildcat self-storage first down after a gain of close to 7 for Nate Couples.
That looked like the old Wildcat offense there.
Yeah, and you have to remember there's some wrinkles that the Cats have thrown in this year, including Billy Moore keeping the football. You've seen the handoff to the fullback a few times, and the Cats giving some teams in the conference just an idea of what they're going to do. So 1st and 10 from the Peotone 48. In motion, Couples gets the handoff right side, got hit right in the hole and dropped. A loss of a couple on the play. Eli Chenoweth on the stop for Peotone, and it'll bring up Second down and 12 after a loss of 2.
Brings up second down and 12 to go for the Cats.
I will say this, there haven't been a lot of holes so far tonight.
There certainly hasn't been. Good time for Billy to take the ball.
Second and 12 from midfield, literally right on the midfield stripe, right on the W for the Cats.
Boy.
It's been a good first quarter, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Peotone's come to play ball.
Second and 12 for Wilmington from the 50. Moore under center. Kettman gets the pitch off the left side, inside the 50, 45. Kettman inside the 40, and he is going to go. Ryan Kettman's going to cruise into the end zone. 50-yard touchdown run, and the Cats lead it 6-0 with 1:05 to go in the opening quarter. And that's how fast things can happen for Wilmington.
Kettman with that Wildcat touchdown.
Things can swing in a hurry. So Ryan Kettman for 50 yards, and Wilmington up 6-0 with 1:05 to go in the opening quarter. And Ostheim on to attempt the extra point here for the Cats. So Kuipers handling the long snapping duties, be out of the hold of Finn Bryant. And Evan Ostheim will get set to attempt this extra point. And the kick is good, and Wilmington leads it 7-0 with 1:05 to go in the opening quarter. Take a break. Come back with more Cats football in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG-tech.com. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
So Ostheim will get set to kick off here for the Cats after a 50-yard touchdown run from Ryan Kettman. Peotone putting up a fight, though, in this first quarter.
Very impressive.
No doubt about that. Kick comes down to the 15-yard line, 20, 25, and wow. Returner dropped at the 27-yard line. Looked like Colin Van Dyne came flying through and laid the wood. It'll be 1:01 to go here in the opening quarter.
By the way, if you're not sure what to play in defense against the Blue Devils, somebody take the quarterback and just stay with him. There's only been 2 plays that the quarterback hasn't carried.
All right, so Peotone again will show shotgun formation here, 1 receiver to either side. Alex Chenoweth out of the gun. In motion is Nick Cronin. Gets the handoff to the far side. Cronin across the 30 and out to about the 31-yard line. A whole bunch of Cats out there, led by Rink, and I think it's Couples who gets up. Bring up 2nd and 7 from the Peotone 32-yard line. Honestly, it's been pretty impressive, the fact that Peotone's been able to work the edges. Because usually,
they surprised me completely.
Team speed for the Cats cuts that down, but you get that jet sweep, or close to what is jet sweep. It's not really a true one, but you get that back in motion from the wide receiver, and you're going basically full speed. It's tough to deal with. Receiver to either side, 1 back to the right of Chenoweth. Will take the snap on 2nd and 7, and we have a flag down, and that will be a delay of game on Peotone. just taking too much time to get the play done. And if you're the Blue Devils, those are the kind of things that you can't have because you're getting positive yardage. It's hard enough to do that against a Wilmington defense, but you've been fairly successful at getting some positive yards, and now you go to 2nd and 12, and you're working behind the sticks, and that's a tough spot to be when the Cats are on defense. So again, those defensive backs for Wilmington tonight, Finn Bryant and Billy Moore are the corners. Safeties will be Ryan Kettman, and I believe that's Couples. And keeping it this time, Chenoweth again, and that's going to get 2, maybe 3 yards, and that's about it. Moran on the stop for Wilmington, and it will bring up a gain of about 3rd and 9 after a gain of 3. So, end of quarter number 1. Wilmington leads at 7-0 over Peotone. Back with the second quarter of Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
7-0 the lead for Wilmington. Peotone will face a 3rd and 9 from their own 30-yard line, working left to right to start this second quarter off this near side hash. And we'll see what the Blue Devils have up their sleeve for 3rd and 9. Trips receivers to the far side, one back to the near, and Chenoweth out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back, fires over the middle, deflected, and falls incomplete. Knocked up in the air. I thought Will Wilson would end up with an interception, but couldn't quite get there fast enough, and it'll bring up 4th and 9.
That was close to flirting with some danger.
So 4th and 9 for the Blue Devils. I don't know if that was Holman or who it was. They got a hand up there, but it deflected right in the middle of the field, and Wilson turned around. I thought he was going to make a play on it, but just a step too late getting there. And now Peotone will get set to punt it away. 11:56 to go here in the half. Ryan Kettman back at his own 35. Snap a little high, and the kick goes straight up in the air from Weirman. And it will hit at the 43 of Peotone and will roll dead at the Blue Devil 47. Wow, what field position for the Cats here on their second drive. By the way, Holman, the other one on that offensive line. I think that was the one that we had missed at that tight end spot for the Cats earlier. Him and Declan Moran at the tight end spots. And by the way, Hunter Kachuk checking in at wingback. So you got Kachuk at wingback, and Schrager's still out there at fullback, but Schrager does tend to rotate with Rink as well. So 1st and 10 for the Cats from the 47 of Peotone. Handoff, speaking of Schrager, to the fullback, who will pick up a yard, maybe 2, depending upon the spot. Bring up 2nd down. We'll give him a credit for 2. 2nd down and 8. By running right into the teeth of that Peotone defense, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, that Peotone defense is all right.
I mean, up front for Peotone, you have Homero Asayas, 5'11", 235-pound senior, anchoring the middle of that defensive line for the Blue Devils. And there's some size up there that you have to contend with if you're the Cats. He's not the only one. Second down and 8 from the Peotone 45. Far side hash, right to left, out of the double wing, in motion. Kettman gets the handoff left side, breaks a tackle, and then strings it out to the 40 before he's finally tripped up. Bring up third down and 3, so a gain of about 5 more, and we have an official's timeout for an injury. I think, is that Chenoweth? No, it's not Chenoweth. It's, let's see, 41. That is Emerson Gall for Peotone, getting helped off the field to the far side, but popped up fairly quickly and walking off under his own power, so hopefully it's nothing too serious. The Blue Devils don't have a ton of numbers anyway. I think there's 27 on their varsity roster, and that's something that unfortunately we're seeing over and over and over across high school football, is the numbers just aren't there like they used to be. Now, some programs still are. Wilmington's still that way, Coal City and some others, but
Morris?
Yeah, Sandwich last week did not have a lot of extra guys.
But their junior varsity was big and tough.
So, play clock down to 13 seconds, 10 minutes on the game clock. Cats will have a 3rd and 3 from their own 40. Out of the double wing again. Moore under center, down to 5 in that play clock. Well, he'll pitch it left side. This is Kettman, a huge hole inside the 35. Now bounces it to the outside, inside the 20, and gets tripped up down around the 7. Finally tackled by Nick Cronin. He's been the one guy that's managed to get Kettman from time to time. A gain of 33 yards and a Wildcat self-storage first down.
Kettman with that Wildcat first down.
So 9:42 and counting. Cats first and goal at the 7-yard line of Peotone. Again, the problem when you're facing a team like Wilmington is you can hold them, but can you do that for the length of a football game? And all you need is 1 or 2 plays. I mean, ask Morris how quickly things turned around.
Oh, boy.
They looked like they were in complete control, and then all of a sudden they weren't. So 2 receiver, or let's see, Holman would just split out, just a tight end split way out to the far side. Now they split the near side tight end out as well. So a wide look here, handoff left side. Kettman runs over a defender and will dive into the end zone for a touchdown. Ryan Kettman, 7-yard touchdown run. And that will make it a 13-0 Wilmington lead, 8:59 to go in the opening half. Boy, the Cats went with that wide look, spread everybody out, and let Mr. Kettman just run over some people. So the Cats up 13-0, 8:59 to go in the first half, and Ostheim out to kick out of the hold of Bryant. And the snap again from Kuipers. Ostheim's kick is a line drive, but it does go through. So the Cats lead it 14-0, 8:59 to go in the half. Back with more Cats football after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900. Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair.
So Ostheim will get set to kick off right to left this go-round from the 40-yard line as the lights really starting to take effect now as darkness settles in here. We approach 7:30 Ostime's kick shorter this time, taken up around the 16-yard line, across the 20 to the 30, and that's it. Boy, is that Van Dyne again in on the stop for the Cats? He's been all over the place on special teams here early. Returned by Declan McMaster, and Peotone will get set first and 10 from their own 30-yard line, working left to right, right smack in the middle of the field.
First and 10 on their own 30-yard line.
The Blue Devils, for as much as they kind of worked the clock in the first quarter, find themselves down 2 scores with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. Chenoweth out of the shotgun here with the back to his right. Chenoweth takes the snap, hands it off up in the middle, and nothing doing there for Peotone. Let's see who that was out of the backfield.
I think he got 0 yardage, maybe. I don't think anything.
I think it was Eli Chenoweth on the carry for Peotone, and make it second down and 10 after no gain.
Van Dyne in on the stop. Brings up second down and 10 to go for the Blue Devils.
Eli, you don't see that name much anymore. Good biblical name.
Trips receivers to the near side, one to the far out of the shotgun again is Chenoweth. Fires deep down the far sideline. That's a nice pass, and is it? Oh, I thought it was intercepted by Billy Moore for a second, but he knocked it away, and it will bring up.
That was good defense by Billy. He kept right step by step with it, and
it was good
reached
defense
around him and knocked it loose.
And it was a really good pass. I mean, that thing was thrown on the money. 25, 30 yards downfield. Cronin was right there, but
it was a good pass.
Billy Moore, great defense, and he's been doing that for, his 3rd year now, playing corner?
Yes, he's been a good cornerback. And last couple of games, he stepped up as a good running back.
Yeah, out of the quarterback spot, which is pretty rare for Wilmington. Trips receivers again to the near side, one to the far. Chenoweth out of the gun, a back to his left on 3rd and 10 from the 30. And looks right side, getting pressured up the middle, now gets away, and he's going to pick up a first down. The Cats had him in the backfield and let him escape. Ketman finally made the stop, but Chenoweth ends up picking up, 12 yards and a Peotone first down.
He's been a one-man wrecking crew, I tell you.
So Kuipers rotates in, Kachuk comes out. Boy, the one thing that you couldn't let happen if you're the Cats is the quarterback picking that up with his feet.
He's got 29 yards so far in the half.
Good pressure, but just couldn't quite reel him in. And now Peotone with the first down. 1st and 10 from their own 42. Off that far side hash, working left to right. 7:30 to go here in the opening half. One receiver to either side. Again, Chenoweth out of the gun. Cronin in motion. And Chenoweth going to keep it up the middle, and he finally gets tripped up after a gain of 3, maybe 4. I think that's Nash Rink on the stop. Trying to see, yeah, it is Rink. And it'll bring up second down and 7, but Nash shaking his right hand. He got, I don't know if he got stepped on or what on that right hand, but trying to shake it off.
Yeah, whatever it was, it's left him with a little boo-boo.
Well, 2nd and 7, and it looks like Peotone, I guess they're going to say reset the play clock here. So 2nd and 7 from the Peotone 45. 2 receivers to the near side. Again, the shotgun is Chenoweth. And we have a false start, it looks like, on Peotone. At least that's the signal from the far side. And that will
false start,
back it up 5 yards. So go to 2nd and now 12, close to 13. And again, I talked about this earlier. You can't get behind the sticks. Not repeatedly against Wilmington. Makes it very difficult.
No, Wilmington's defense is too strong, especially up the middle.
Two receivers to the near side. Chenoweth out of the gun again. Takes the snap, rolls right side. Pressured, fires a pass. Caught out across the 40, 45, out to the 49. Goes Tucker Kane before he's finally run out of bounds by Couples. And that will be a gain of 10 yards. Bring up 3rd and 2 for Peotone right at midfield.
Brings up 3rd down.
Some of the stuff is drawn up really well, though. Like that right there, just a little flare pass. And Chenoweth has done a really good job of just putting the ball where it needs to be. Just letting his receivers go get it. 3rd and 2 for Peotone from midfield. See what the Cats can do defensively here. Everything packed in out of the double wing. Chenoweth under center. And will pitch it right side. I don't think he got there.
No, he didn't make it, I'm sure.
That's Kane on the carry, and he goes nowhere. Bring up 4th and 2. Man, the Cats just stacked all of that up.
Brought down by a pack of cats.
And again, if you're Peotone, no point in punting it, because Wilmington has scored on both drives. I would be, get Chenoweth out on a bootleg or something and let him either pass or run, one or the other.
He's got the speed, he's got the strength, he's got the agility. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I don't think I'd try running up the middle, I'll tell you that much. One receiver to either side, out of the gun again. Chenoweth back to his left. In motion is Cronin. Hand off to Cronin, trying to get the edge. Not going to work. Cats all over that. Boy, Oland and is that Van Dyne in on the stop for the Cats too? Or is it Oland and Kuipers combined on the stop for the Cats? And turnover on downs. Wilmington forces Peotone to give up the football, and now again the Cats with really good field position. 1st and 10 at the 48 of Peotone.
Did he make any yards in that run?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he lost a couple of yards.
That's what I was thinking.
So a loss of 2 on that play. We'll turn the ball back over to Wilmington. 1st and 10 out of the double wing. Everything packed in for the most part tonight other than 1 or 2 plays. Kachuk back in there on that near side wingback spot. He's in motion and we'll get the handoff. Hunter got hit in the hole, tried to spin away and gets wrapped up at the 45 and will get stuck with a gain of 2, maybe 3 yards. Peotone with some really good pursuit out there. Ethan Bialco ended up finishing everything up for the Blue Devils. Call it a gain of 2, 2nd and 8, 4:46 to go in this first half. And Peotone's done their job tonight. You hang around and get to the second half.
They keep doing what they're doing, taking a while to score. And each time they get the ball, just score.
Well, we have a officials timeout. I think there was either an injury or some sort of equipment issue for Tucker Kane for Peotone. And the Cats will have it 2nd down and 7 from the 45 of Peotone. Handoff. This is Kettman. Got hit after a gain of 5 yards and wrapped up. Peotone not attacking the hole as much as Declan McMaster makes the stop for Peotone and bring up 3rd down and 2. But what I like about that approach is keep 3 or 4 guys 5 yards or so downfield and don't give up the big play.
Yeah, that's true. So many teams will pull the linebackers up right on the hips of the line. If you get through that initial line, you give them points.
Well, that's sort of what happened to Peotone in the first run or two here, but it looked at least like the last couple of downs that they weren't trying to fill those holes as quick, just waiting back a little bit before they attack. So we'll see how that changes as the night goes on. 3rd down and 2 for the Cats from the 39 of Peotone. 3:26 to go in the half. Handoff left side. Kettman again, and he will get the first down to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 4. And Bialco on the stop for Peotone. That is enough for a Wildcat self-storage first down to the 35 of the Blue Devils.
Kettman with that Wildcat first down.
Well, now if you're Wilmington, you're in the spot that you really want to be in. 3:10 and counting in the first half. You have 1st and 10 from the Peotone 35.
Keep moving.
You can keep the ball for pretty much the rest of this half at this pace, 5-10 yards at a time.
And then hopefully punch it in before the time runs out.
And again, 2 for 1 here. You get a score here, get the ball back at the beginning of the second half, and it might go from a 2-score lead to a 4-score lead pretty quick. Out of the double wing. In motion, Kettman gets the handoff again, bounces it to the outside, and now breaks free. And Peotone did the exact opposite of what I said last time. Into the end zone goes Ryan Kettman. 35-yard touchdown run. Everybody was up within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. Kettman broke through and was gone.
That's something you don't want to do.
Kettman with that Wildcat touchdown.
So Ryan Kettman cruises into the end zone after kind of bouncing it to the outside. And that 35-yard touchdown run will make it 20-0 Wilmington with 2:39 to go in the half. But they went right back to it, just throw everybody up in that box.
Boy, that's the way they commit suicide.
Well, the thing is, like, you have to pick one or the other. Either it's like slowly going down the field at 5 or 10 yards at a time, or possibly giving up something. And most teams just take that risk and try to throw everybody up there. And so far this year, that hasn't worked out so well, including for Morris in week 1. The kick here is blocked. Boy, that's in a hurry. I think that's Alex Chenoweth who got through and blocked the kick. And he had no problems getting there. 20-0 is the lead for Wilmington.
That last week we had one blocked?
Yeah, there have been a couple of things there. 2:39 to go opening half. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned.
Make sure to stick around for our halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. We'll give you the first half totals, get you set for the second half, and a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk and Rhodes.
And that full is full.
It is. That's our halftime show from Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. Coming up here in just a few minutes, as Ostheim will kick it off. This comes down to the 11-yard line across the 20, 25. Big hole across the 30, 40, and all the way out to the 47 comes the return. A little bit of a breakdown there. It's Tyler Walker who ended up with the football and returns it way out to the 47 for Peotone, and they'll have it 1st and 10.
Wow.
Walker with a return for the Blue Devils.
I think ultimately, was it Mentz who ended up with the stop, but it was really, really late, almost out to midfield.
Blue Devils will start 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line.
Now Peotone with a little bit of room here to work with. Short field, 2:32 to go in the half. One receiver to either side. Chenoweth out of the shotgun. Sends Cronin in motion, takes the snap, will keep it himself, and Chenoweth got hit immediately. The Cats ready for that now, the little read play. And it looked like Kachuk got through in a hurry for Wilmington. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Kachuk in on the stop. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
It's interesting that for the most part, Peotone has settled into that little read option play between Chenoweth and Cronin. Or some little pop passes. But other than that, the full-blown double wing that the Cats were expecting didn't show up too much tonight. Trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils from their own 47. Chenoweth swing pass near side, caught across midfield down to the Wilmington 47. That's Tyler Walker on the reception. He's wrapped up by a bunch of people. Looks like Moran in there. Kettman, Van Dyne, a bunch of people in there for the Cats. 3rd down and 3 after a gain of 7 to the Wilmington 46. 1:18 to go. Walker with a gain of 7. And if you're Peotone, I would want to maybe hurry up a little bit. Down to 1:05 to go. You're at the Wilmington 46. I get it's 3rd and 3. You don't want to give the ball back to Wilmington, but still, you get a first down here. You want some time to deal with. Trips receivers to the far side. One back to the near. Chenoweth out of the gun with the back to his left. I think that might also be Chenoweth, by the way. And we have a timeout to Peotone. 47 seconds to go in this first half. Been an interesting first half. It's kind of a different half than what we were looking for, I think.
Yeah. And surprising he called a timeout then, but this is an important first down.
It is, and they've used a lot of the play clock tonight, too. They've already had one delay a game. You definitely don't want to get a delay a game here on 3rd and 3. And they're down to just one timeout left. But, again, if you're Peotone, you've used this time, which I get it. You don't want Wilmington to get the ball back. We all understand that. But if you do get a first down here, you've left yourself in a spot where I don't know if you have a chance to score. But we'll see. Again, be sure to join us halftime show here in just a minute or two from Pro Real Estate, pro-homes.net. Again, full check of the IHSA football scoreboard from Odekirk and Rhodes. Your first half stats, get you set for the second half, all that good stuff. Halftime show from Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. All right, so Peotone has it 3rd and 3 from the Wilmington 46 with 47 seconds to go in the half. Peotone with one timeout remaining. Let's see what they do here. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 back to the near. Chenoweth flanked by Chenoweth. Looks to the sideline, and the Cats sending pressure. Swing pass right side. Caught. Down to the Wilmington 35. Cronin to the 30. Couples finally makes the stop there. It will be a gain of 16 yards on the pass play from Chenoweth to Cronin, and a first down for Peotone. From the Wilmington 30. Clock rolls. 38 seconds to go in the half. Chenoweth chops back again. Fires down the right side. Chenoweth's pass is intercepted. Did it get picked off?
Yes, he did.
Well, they're going to talk about it. It's Finn. And they're going to say it's Wilmington football. Finn Bryant with an interception. That's crazy. That looked for sure like it was going to be complete to Cronin. And Finn Bryant just ripped it out of his hands inside the 5. Boy, what a play from Bryant. We saw Billy Moore almost do the exact same thing on the other side of the field a little while ago. And this time, Bryant comes away with the interception. Wow. That's a huge flip in momentum because Peotone gets that. They're inside the Wilmington 2 and could have used a timeout or ran up there and clocked the ball for that matter. It would have been under 30 seconds, but wow, just when I said I didn't think they'd be able to move the ball that quickly, they almost did. So 1st and 10 for the Cats from their own 2. Couples and Kettman out there at wingbacks. Moore under center. Just make sure you keep this ball out of the end zone and push forward. This is Billy Moore keeping it. He gets hit hard out across the 5 to near the 7-yard line. And clock will roll. Billy ends up getting 4, close to 5, and I think the Cats are good with letting this thing roll to the half. Wilmington will get the football to start the second half as well. So Wilmington leads it 20-0 at the end of this first half of play. Welcome into the halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. Be back here in just a couple of minutes with a full check of your stats, and we'll have a check of the IHSA football scoreboard from Odekirk and Rhodes as well after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Riverfront Lanes in Wilmington is the place for fun with family and friends. They have leagues and open bowling along with all the extras like bumpers for the kids and cosmic bowling. Riverfront Lanes is your party headquarters too. Whether it's a birthday, company outing, or fundraiser, they could take care of you. Visit riverfrontlanes.com for hours and more information, or stop by at 402 South Water Street in Wilmington. The attorneys and staff at Odekirk & Rhodes are here to help during your most stressful legal situations, including criminal cases, divorce, custody, personal injury, and more. Odekirk & Rhodes will be with you every step of the way with aggressive representation that results in positive outcomes. Call 815-306-4864, visit online at odekirklaw.com, or stop by any one of their locations in Joliet, Manteno, Morris, or Wilmington today. Spins and Needles on Davie Lane is your local sewing shop in the Wilmington area. They specialize in sewing machine repairs and cleaning. Spins and Needles also has sewing supplies, quilt fabrics, sewing notions, and custom wind spinners. Stop by Spins and Needles at 614 Davie Lane in Wilmington from 10 to 4 Tuesday through Thursday, and Friday and Saturday from 10 to 3. Or call 815-592-1183 for Spins and Needles. The Wilmington Chamber of Commerce at wilmingtonilchamber.org represents Wilmington businesses in many ways, including Employee of the Month, job postings, a full directory, event listings, ribbon cuttings, and more. They are also proud to announce their office location at 616 Davie Lane in Wilmington. WilmingtonILchamber.org is the source for all things business-related in Wilmington.
Cats lead at 20-0 tonight over Peotone here at the half, as the Blue Devils got the ball first, used a good 5 minutes or so of that first quarter clock. Took the Cats a while to get things going, and they end up with a 20-0 lead. But the Blue Devils have had some things work a little bit and almost caught the Cats at the end of the first half. Finn Bryant with a really good interception on a deep ball thrown up the sideline inside the Wilmington 5-yard line. And if it wouldn't have been for that, Peotone would be set up on the doorstep of Wilmington, ready to go into the end zone. But Finn does make a really good play. The Cats keep Peotone out of the end zone, and Wilmington will get the ball to start the second half up 20-0 here over Peotone. A lot going on around the area. Again, we'll have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard from Odekirk and Rhodes here in just a few minutes. Some big games going on tonight. Coal City and Bloom, Herscher and Manteno. The Streeter Reed Custer game might even be interesting tonight. Morris and Peoria might be the game of the night, though. And if you say 100 points is enough, it's probably not. The last time those two teams met, it was like 118 or something like that. They scored a 65-58 or something like that. And they'll probably end up over 50 tonight, too. Those two schools just, whenever they play, they just rack up points. So they'll face each other tonight. We'll have a score update on that as well. And just other teams that really, surprisingly, JCA 0-2 on the year, trying to get things back in the right direction. Other teams that are kind of back in the swing of things. Bishop Mack at 2-0, hosting Christ the King. Sandwich and Plano tonight. One of those two teams is going to get their first win of the year as well. Just a lot of stuff going on, and we'll check those scores here in just a little bit. About 13 minutes or so away from the start of half number 2. Take another quick break. We'll come back with the first half stats after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955.
Back here on the halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net and also at 815-476-7916. Big thank you to them for sponsoring each and every one of our halftime shows here this year. We'll move on to our first half stats, at least what we have of the first half stats. Missed something there for Mr. Kettman. We do know he has 3 touchdowns. All right, let's start with Peotone on their offensive side of things. Rushing the football, Alex Chenoweth, ran the ball for 33 yards in that first half. Nick Cronin, 4 rushing attempts for 5 yards. Eli Chenoweth, 1 carry for 0 yards. And Tucker Kane had 1 carry for 0 yards as well. Peotone, 16 rushing attempts, 38 yards in that first half. Through the air, Alex Chenoweth, 4 of 6, for 45 yards. Nick Cronin, 1 reception for 16 yards. Tyler Walker, 1 reception for 7 yards. Colin Willis, 1 reception for 12 yards, and Tucker Kane, 1 reception for 10 yards. Again, 4 of 6 for 45 yards for Alex Chenoweth. Puts their yardage together, 83 yards in that first half for Peotone. For Wilmington rushing the football, Billy Moore, 1 rushing attempt for, is that 4 yards? I think that's what that says. Nate Couples, 3 carries for 4 yards. Hunter Kachuk, 1 carry for 3 yards. Ryan Schrager, 1 carry for 2 yards. Ryan Kettman, 3 touchdowns and 124 some odd yards of rushing there for Kettman in the first half. The Cats roughly now 17 rushing attempts, 136 yards and 3 touchdowns. I think we missed something in there along the lines in the first half, but the Cats 136-83 over Peotone in that first half for yardage. All right, we'll take ourselves another quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get to a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk and Rhodes. We'll do that right after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time home buyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916. Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
So the Cats up 20-0 over Peotone here at the half. Halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. postgame.net, and also at 815-476-7916. All right. Time for a full check on the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk and Rhodes. I will tell you this much. There's not a whole lot you could do in terms of scoreboard updates when your game starts a half hour before everyone else's. But we'll give you what we got. In the Illinois Central 8, Reed Custer leads Streeter 14-0. That game in the second quarter, and I thought that would be a little bit closer than that, but Reed Custer showing some power tonight, up 14-0 on Streeter. Bloom going up against Coal City tonight. We'll give you an update on that when we get it. Herscher will play Mantino. In 3A, number 1 Byron, a 14-0 lead on Oregon. That game in the second quarter. IC Catholic 7-0 up on St. Ignatius. That game also in the second quarter. Bloomington Central Catholic 13-0 up on Tolono Unity. That game in the first quarter. Williamsville, the number 7 team in 3A, is up 13-0 on Riverton. All right, in 2A, which is probably where Wilmington's going to end up, Maroa Forsyth 35-0 over Auburn. That game in the second quarter. Tri-Valley trailing Tuscola 13-6 in the second. Rockridge leads Riverdale 7-0 in the first quarter. Farmington a 13-0 lead on Eureka. Seneca up on Clinton 20-0 in the second quarter. Westville 14, Moments nothing. That game in the first quarter. Johnston City 8-0 on Edwards County. That's in the second. Vandalia 20-10 over Pena. That game also in the second quarter. All right, other scores from around loosely interpreted the area. Lincoln Way West 7-0 over Andrew at the half. Batavia 6-0 up on Glenbard North. That's in the first quarter. Bolingbrook 7, Oswego 3 in the fourth quarter. Wow, that's an early fourth quarter. Bradley Bourbonnais 15-0 up on Wabanzi Valley. That game in the first quarter. Also in the first quarter, Lake Park 7, Wheaton North 7, and Wheaton Warrenville South 7-0 up on St. Charles East. Richards leads Rivas 6-0 in the first. It's Sandwich leading Plano 20-14 in the second, in a game that's been going on for a century or more. Sandwich and Plano. And Sandwich up 20-14 on Plano there. Romeoville and Plainfield Central are scoreless in the second quarter. Thornton Fractional South trails Oak Forest 21-7 in the third. It's Sandburg 2, Naperville Central nothing. Morris and Peoria is tomorrow at 4:30. So that'll be like a slugfest, scoring like you wouldn't believe. Minooka 6, Yorkville nothing. That game in the first quarter. Lincoln Way East 27-0 over Neuqua Valley. Is there anybody that can slow down Lincoln Way East? That, if you know of them, like, send them on over. By the way, Thorn Ridge getting blown out by Kankakee tonight, 55-6 in the second quarter. Kankakee up 55-6 over Thornridge. Joliet West 13, Plainfield South 7. That's in the second quarter. Also in the second, Plainfield East 48, Joliet Central nothing. Yikes. Homewood Flossmoor 7-0 over Lockport. That's in the second quarter. Shelbyville 14, Dwight nothing. Well, that's kind of a surprise. Shelbyville 14-0 on Dwight in the first quarter. Again, in the Illinois Central 8, couple of updates here. Reed Custer now leads Streeter 21-0, and Coal City leads Bloom 7-0 in the first quarter. By the way, Bloom, roughly 1,900 students, and Coal City leads them 7-0 in the first quarter off a long touchdown pass. All right, we'll keep an eye on all that. That's a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk and Rhodes. Take a break. Come back with your second half in a moment. Wilmington 20-0 over Peotone here at the half. Brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net and also at 815-476-7916. Back with your second half in a moment.
Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned. Riverfront Lanes in Wilmington is the place for fun with family and friends. They have leagues and open bowling along with all the extras like bumpers for the kids and cosmic bowling. Riverfront Lanes is your party headquarters too. Whether it's a birthday, company outing, or fundraiser, they can take care of you. Visit riverfrontlanes.com for hours and more information, or stop by at 402 South Water Street in Wilmington. The attorneys and staff at Odekirk & Rhodes are here to help during your most stressful legal situations, including criminal cases, divorce, custody, personal injury, and more. Odekirk & Rhodes will be with you every step of the way with aggressive representation that results in positive outcomes. Call 815-306-4864, visit online at odekirklaw.com, or stop by any one of their locations in Joliet, Manteno, Morris, or Wilmington today. Spins and Needles on Davie Lane is your local sewing shop in the Wilmington area. They specialize in sewing machine repairs and cleaning. Spins and Needles also has sewing supplies, quilt fabrics, sewing notions, and custom wind spinners. Stop by Spins and Needles at 614 Davie Lane in Wilmington from 10 to 4 Tuesday through Thursday and Friday and Saturday from 10 to 3. Or call 815-592-1183 for Spins and Needles.
All right, just about set for start of half number 2. Wilmington will get the ball first here in the second half. Big thank you to Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net for sponsoring each and every halftime show on the network throughout this 2025 campaign. A little bit of an update on the Wilmington first half stat totals, by the way. 172 yards of offense, 172 to 83 for Streeter. Kettman, 159 yards and 3 touchdowns. At least
59.
159. At least that's what we think. That's probably close.
Fairly close.
More or less, give or take a few dozen, 50 yards. Off the near side across the 40, 45, bouncing it to the outside is Billy Moore on the return, all the way down to the 42-yard line of Peotone. Wow, did that happen out of nowhere?
I've been looking for him all night to be carrying the ball again.
So Billy Moore sets Wilmington up with really good field position at the Peotone 42 off the near side hash. Cats will work right to left here. Peotone, pretty solid first half of play, though, across the board. I mean,
I think they did very well.
And if you look at that last drive of the half, Peotone very easily could have gotten points there.
Oh, boy. That was a close one.
It's kind of interesting the way this whole game has come together tonight. It's like that's going to need to do some work here in the second half.
Clock's down to 7 seconds.
On the 3-2, Moore under center will take the snap. Couples off the right side, has a hole, bounces back inside the 35 and almost broke it. Got tripped up down at the 30. Tucker Kane finally managed to stop him. But he'll pick up a gain of 12 yards and a Wildcat self-storage first down. Boy, again, very close to going to the end zone.
He was slipping right through that right side and just ready to take off downfield when that hand reached out and caught his toe in front of his shoe.
So this Wildcat self-storage first down sets Wilmington up with a 1st and 10 from the 30 of Peotone off the near side hash, right to left, as Moore up under center. Kettman to the far side, Couples to the near, and Schrager, the fullback, here starting the second half. This is Billy Moore. That was a weird spin around. He's going to keep it himself, and Billy inside the 20. Down near the 17, there is a very late flag. This would be a gain of about 18 if it stands, but I mean way, like almost after Billy was tackled, but probably in the neighborhood of holding, but we'll see. There hasn't been a, was it
holding,
blocking the, I don't know what.
That's not.
It wasn't holding. It might have been a, might have been blocking the back. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it was a hold, but whatever. The penalty will back him up anyway. I think it might have been a illegal block in the back, but in any case, the Cats have it 1st and 12 from the Peotone 32. And again, speaking of penalties, that will stall a drive.
Oh, boy. That's the kind of thing that really do you in.
Out of the double wing here, Couples in motion. Moore going to keep it on a bootleg, and he's got all kinds of room inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. Billy Moore down near the goal line to the 1-yard line. A gain of 31 yards and a Wildcat self-storage first down. And I mean, Billy Moore took that on the bootleg, and there was nobody on this half of the field.
Good thing they had somebody deep because he came over to hand off the pass. You know what? The play before that, I think they were calling Billy Moore around left end. And then
wow.
The next play, that's what it was.
And he's got some speed, too.
Notice how hard he is to bring down.
He gets out there and he can move. 1st and goal from the 1 off the 31-yard run from Billy Moore. 10:05 to go in the third quarter. Cats knocking on the door again. Kettman, Couples, and Schrager are the backfield. Up under center is Moore. From the 1, Billy going to keep it himself, and they're going to give him the touchdown, 1-yard touchdown run for Billy Moore. And the Cats lead it 26-0 with 9:50 to go in the third quarter. Boy, what a call from Barry, huh?
Billy Moore with that.
My goodness.
That was fantastic. That's just so strange because I was sitting here with the very play before that thinking Billy Moore around left end.
Boy, Coach Southall draws that one up and says, watch this.
You just knew Billy had to be in there pretty soon.
All right, so lost time again with the extra point out of the hole to Finn Bryant. Snap by Kuipers, and there's all kinds of movement, and who knows who moved where, but it looks like it might be K-Chuck out there. No offside on Peotone, so they're going to move it a little closer, but the Cats will just keep that kicking team out there. $26-0 pending the extra point here. Boy, Billy came out of there with that football, and
he was moving, wasn't he?
He's looking around like, all right.
Oh, where's everybody at?
I'm just going to keep going, I guess. So this kick is good, and the Cats lead at 27-0. 9:50 to go here in the third quarter. Take a break. Back with more Cats football after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
The Wilmington Chamber of Commerce at wilmingtonilchamber.org represents Wilmington businesses in many ways, including Employee of the Month, job postings, a full directory, event listings, ribbon cuttings, and more. They are also proud to announce their office location at 616 Davie Lane in Wilmington. WilmingtonILChamber.org is the source for all things business related in Wilmington.
So the Cats will kick off from the 40 right to left here. 9:50 to go in the third quarter, and Peotone needs some sort of a scoring drive here. The Cats have had no problems scoring themselves tonight. Peotone's moved the football at times, but they just haven't gotten any points to show for it.
They played a better game than what the score shows.
Time's kick down to the 15.
Wow.
25-30, and that's where the return comes to a close. So Peotone will have it 1st and 10 from their own 32-ish, or right back to the 30. 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. 9:44 to go in the third quarter. Last drive, Peotone moved the football. Matter of fact, almost ended up in the end zone.
Wouldn't have been for a really great play by defensive back from Wilmington, they'd have had themselves probably a touchdown.
Boy, Finn and Billy have done a really nice job tonight at those corner spots. Chenoweth out of the gun, going to keep it himself off the right side, and gets a nice push from his offensive line to get him an extra yard or two. Be a gain of 3 yards for Chenoweth, and it will set Peotone with a 2nd and 7 from their own 33-yard line. All right, so Alex Chenoweth again out of the shotgun. One receiver to either side. Shotgun double wing look here. And Chenoweth going to keep it himself, trying to get to the outside, and that's not going to work. Couple said, met him right around the end, and a loss on the play.
What a nice defensive play by the left side of the Wildcats.
Boy, it looked like there was something there initially, and just no. Shut down in a hurry. 3rd down and 9. 8:31 to go here in the third quarter. See if the Cats defense can get off the field. Surprised Peotone hadn't done a few more of those little flare passes.
Actually, their passing has been pretty good.
Trips receivers to the far side, one back to the near. Chenoweth out of the shotgun again, 3rd and 9. From the 31, passes far side, caught over the top of the defense, all the way out to midfield. It goes to Tyler Walker. And a gain of 18 yards. And enough for a Peotone first down. I mean, he just put it right over the top of the defenders and dropped it right in.
Tell you what, he can pass the ball. He's been very impressive.
I've been pretty impressed. He's put the ball right where it needed to be. And even the deeper passes, he's put the ball on the money.
Even the one that was intercepted, and it was right where it should be.
All right, trips receivers to the near side. Chenoweth out of the shotgun with a back to his right. 1st and 10 from midfield. Takes the snap. Hand off to that left side and just nothing doing. Cats get through there in a hurry. Tucker Kane on the run. Kane will lose a couple of yards, and somebody down for the Cats, whoever made the tackle on the far side. Looks like Logan Van Dyne is the one down on the far side. And Coach Rein's out there to take a look. We'll take a timeout. Back with more Cats football after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
So Logan Van Dyne comes off the field under his own power. Must have been cramping or something on the far side over there, but he came sprinting off the field, so it looks like he will end up being all right. 2nd and 12 for Peotone, back at their own 48-yard line. Trips receivers to the near side. Again, out of the shotgun, Chenoweth rolls right side, fires downfield, caught again. Inside the Wilmington 45, down to the 40. Couples makes the tackle and throws Declan McMaster out of bounds, but another nice gain.
Chenoweth's pass to McMaster's complete.
A gain of 13 yards and a Peotone first down. I'll tell you what, passing game for Peotone's been pretty impressive.
And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't do anything except pass.
It's not
Nobody's been able to
really a
stop it
reason
yet.
to. You're down 27-0. You might as well let it ride at this point. Trips receivers to the far side, one back to the near. Chenoweth out of the gun with Chenoweth to his right. 1st and 10 from the Wilmington 39, working left to right. Chenoweth fires down the right side, and it is incomplete. Bryant out there in coverage on Nick Cronin, and that pass falls incomplete. Let's see what this is. Looks like the near side officials having a conversation here. I don't know what, was there a flag down or was it just a conversation on the near side? There is a flag down. So was it a legal procedure on Peotone, I guess? I mean, that's a weird one. The Cats will decline it anyway, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 10, I think. They have not changed the far side down marker, but I'm pretty sure this is going to stay 2nd and 10. 2 receivers to either side. Again, out of the gun is Chenoweth. Takes a snap. Pass to the far side. Caught again. This is McMaster inside the Wilmington 30. Down near the 28-yard line. Be a gain of 11 yards and a Peotone first down. Well, what I really like about what Peotone's doing now, though, is getting the ball out of Chenoweth's hands. Like, it's 2 seconds, ball is gone. 2 seconds, ball is gone. Not hanging on to it very long. And the Cats playing off a little bit here, and Peotone making them pay. So 2 receivers to either side again. Chenoweth out of the shotgun. 1st and 10 for Peotone from the Wilmington 28. Chenoweth takes the snap, drops back, fires right side, caught inside the Wilmington 20, 15, 10, and finally thrown to the ground there by Couples is Nick Cronin. So a gain of 18 more, and Peotone has it 1st and goal at the Wilmington 10.
1st and goal, Blue Devils.
I mean, my goodness. The Blue Devils are going straight down the field.
Yeah,
and passing the football at that.
They're normally picking up what Wilmington does real well. That's put a lot of pressure on the passer. But their passes are all 5, 6, 7 yards. Just turn around real quick.
Actually down about the 9. 1 receiver to either side. Chenoweth out of the gun, takes the snap. Will keep it himself, and I don't understand. You did all that to get there, and then you run the ball for no gain. Olin came through in a hurry and wrapped that up. You just passed the ball, went straight down the field, and then run it into the teeth of the Wilmington defense and don't go anywhere. So 2nd down and goal from the 9. I'm back in your camp. I just wouldn't run the ball the rest of the night. I think I'd let them air it out. Why not?
That's right. That's what I do. They haven't proved they can stop you yet. Why not?
4:30 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Trips receivers to the far side, 1 back to the near. Chenoweth out of the shotgun. See what Peotone dials up here. They have moved straight down the field in this drive. And Chenoweth going to put it up, got pressured, rolls left side, fires incomplete. Overshot his intended receiver. That's McMaster. The Cats that time brought all kinds of pressure, and Chenoweth did a good job of rolling out of that and just throwing the ball basically to the back of the end zone. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal from the 9.
Third down.
Just inside the 9, I guess, technically the 8. see what they do here. This has been a really interesting night. Peotone's just done a lot of different things, and some stuff has really worked. Trips receivers to the far side, one back to the near again. Chenoweth out of the shotgun, 3rd and goal from the 8. Rolls left side, looking downfield, still looking, pressured by Kachuk, fires. Is it caught? No, incomplete. Might have been knocked away at the last second in the front of the end zone. Looked like, was that Ketman out there? I'm not entirely sure, but pass knocked away, and it'll bring up 4th and goal from the 8-yard line. Tell you what, that was too close for comfort.
Sure was.
And the Blue Devils went straight down the field. They had an opportunity there to possibly get a touchdown, but the Cats managed to make the play, and Wilmington will see what they can do on this 4th down defense. 4th and goal from the 8. One receiver to the near side. Trips to the far. Out of the gun again is Chenoweth. Cats need one more stop on this drive. Chenoweth fires right side. It is caught, and I think it is touchdown. I can't see the near side official because there's a huge light pole in my way, but caught by Cronin for an 8-yard touchdown pass.
Touchdown.
As they go over the top of Bryant, and that'll make it 27-6. And we just talked, just keep putting the ball up in the air. I mean, why not?
You can't run on the Wildcats. You're going to have to go around them.
So Cronin will hold here. Extra point upcoming for Peotone, and the kick is blocked. So Nate Wehrman's kick is blocked by the Cats, and that'll make it 27-6 with 4:03 to go in the 3rd quarter. Take a break. Come back with more Cats football after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
While Peotone goes straight down the field on almost exclusively passing plays and gets in the end zone, now 27-6. And we'll see what the Cats do to answer here. Wilmington has had no issues tonight scoring, but the defense has run up against a few things. This kick comes down to the 20. Ketman across the 30, breaks a tackle, 35-40, 45 midfield. Ketman all the way down to the 45 of Peotone. What a return from Ryan Ketman. I'll tell you this, if I'm going to kick the ball off, there's one person out there I'm not kicking the ball to, and that's Ryan Ketman. And he gets the kickoff and just goes 35 yards up the field, and the Cats with great field position to start the drive.
If you're in opposition to the Wildcats, you want the ball out of Ketman's hands.
That number 3, kick it to the opposite side of the field.
Well, I tell you what, I never give an extra chance to have the ball.
1st and 10 for Wilmington from the 45 of Peotone off the near side hash. Cats went straight down the field on their first drive of the second half. It's Kachuk and Ketman, the wingbacks here. Schrager back in at fullback. Kachuk right side, makes a cut back up the middle inside the 35, breaks a tackle inside the 30. Kachuk to the 15 and tripped up at the 10. Wow, what a run by Hunter Kachuk. 35 yards and enough for a Wildcat self-storage first down. Finally tackled on the play by Tyler Walker. And Walker, after making the tackle, it looks like he might be cramping up on the near side, so they're going to see if they can attend to him for a minute. It is a very a warmer, humid night.
Just right for that kind of stuff to start happening.
It's been a lot warmer this week, and Saturday and Sunday they're pushing 90. They're saying so.
By the way, have you noticed the field at Wilmington? Very nice shape.
Yeah, looks pretty good. Nice and green. There's been a lot of upgrades over the years here.
Yeah, there has been.
The lighting and the LED lighting that's been really nice. Cuts down on a lot of the light pollution in the neighborhood. The field has really taken shape over the years. The bleachers on both sides have expanded over the years as well. And a lot of additions, new scoreboard and play clocks and
Give it up for Tyler Walker.
all that stuff.
And, yeah, very, very nice job of keeping up with the times.
So Walker under his own power to the far sideline. Again, I think it's just a cramping thing. Hopefully that is indeed the case. And Wilmington knocking on the door again. First and goal from the 9 of Peotone. 3:46 to go in the third. So the wind the clock. Billy Moore will bring him back up to the line of scrimmage. And wide splits again here in this double wing. Tight end split way out. Billy Moore going to keep it himself up the middle. Dives inside the 5, down near the 2. Boy, so quick, too, hitting that in the hole. And Billy Moore will pick up 6 yards, bring up second and goal from the 3. By the time you realize he has the football, he's gotten 5 yards downfield.
Yeah, and he can change directions real good. And he's for a little guy, he's pretty hard to tackle.
He's shifty for sure. He can bounce around out there and quick enough that he's hard to bring down. All right, so everything now packed in a little bit more. More under center. In motion, Kachuk, handoff right side. Got hit in the hole, spins forward, gets hit again down near the goal line. Hunter doesn't get in, but it's going to set up the Cats with a third and goal inside the 1.
Kachuk, the ball carrier.
Like, good job by that Peotone defense meeting him in the hole. And
third and goal.
We'll bring up third and goal from the 1. 2:08 to go in the third quarter. Wilmington has had to work tonight to get this win, but the Cats offensively haven't had a lot of problems. The defense, a few things have happened tonight. Of course, just give credit, Peotone has made some plays too. And they've been willing to do some things different than they would normally do. And that's paid a lot of dividends tonight. Down to 5 seconds in the play clock. Cats up to the line of scrimmage. 3-2. Billy Moore going to keep it off the left side, and he is in for the touchdown. Billy Moore, 1-yard touchdown run on the quarterback keeper. Cats lead it 33-6 with 1:31 to go in the third quarter, pending the extra point from Ostine.
Well, my itching on the inside of wanting to see Billy Moore again really paid off.
Yeah, Billy had a lot to do on that drive. Actually, the last couple of drives been featuring Billy Moore a lot. So Ostine on for the extra point out of the hold of Finn Bryant. And the snap of Evan Kuipers. Good snap, good hold. The kick from Ostine is good as well. And the Cats lead it 34-6. 1:31 to go in the third quarter. Take a break. Back with more Cats football after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900. Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair.
So the Cats lead it 34-6. Ostheim will get set to kick off here with 1:31 to go in the third quarter. Kick will be touched. It would have gone out of bounds. And a pitch backwards that was almost just as dangerous. And Peotone set up at their own 28-yard line. But there's all kinds of stuff on that return.
Well,
wow.
Well, it's two things now. Will Peotone keep on passing the ball? And will Coach bring those linebackers, let them cover those people in the flats?
I'm telling you, if I'm Peotone, I'm airing it out. A couple of reasons for that. One, obviously you want to keep this game as close as you can, but you can develop that as a weapon as the year goes along that you can legitimately go to. I mean, you can do that against Wilmington. You can really do that against some teams.
Yeah, no, they got a good passing attack.
I don't know. They're back to the standard double wing here for the first time in a while. And dropping back, Chenoweth looking left side, rolls to the left, fires deep downfield, overshot his intended receiver. That's Tucker Kane, but Kane covered very well out there by Ryan Kettman, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Pass all the way out about to the 45. That's a pretty good throw, though, even on the run by Chenoweth. Just there's nowhere to go with it. The Cats had pretty good coverage.
Yeah, he was on almost a dead run when he threw that ball. Threw a right-hander going out that way. But
Tony's been kind of fun. I like watching him throw the football.
Now what he does is he slows the game down.
So again, out of the double wing here, packed in, Chenoweth under center. Traditional double wing look for Peotone that we thought we were going to see a lot of tonight. 1:20 to go in the third quarter. This is Cronin off the left side, trying to get the edge, and does, but not for much of a gain. Got the corner, might have gotten 3 or 4 yards. Finally ran out of bounds on the far side, and it'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 after a gain of 4.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 for the Blue Devils.
Under a minute to go here in this third quarter. And the Cats trying to get another stop defensively here. Out of the double wing again. Chenoweth under center, 3rd and 6, 30 seconds to go in the quarter. And they jumped off sides, did Peotone, that left side of the offensive line. So that will back him up from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 11.
Offsides, Peotone.
And
Looks like they were trying to pull Wilmington and make Wilmington jump off sides. But they instead got themselves.
Really interesting that the looks from Peotone have been kind of all over the place. It's almost like they don't think they need to snap the football here, but they definitely do.
No, they're not going to.
I mean, that play clock's going to run out first, isn't it? That for sure ran out before the game clock, but apparently the officials just said, it's just a second or two. We'll just let it go.
What do you believe?
That's an interesting one. All right, end of the third quarter. We'll head to quarter number 4. Cats lead at 34-6. Back with more Wilmington football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates. And they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned. Riverfront Lanes in Wilmington is the place for fun with family and friends. They have leagues and open bowling, along with all the extras, like bumpers for the kids and cosmic bowling. Riverfront Lanes is your party headquarters, too. Whether it's a birthday, company outing, or fundraiser, they can take care of you. Visit riverfrontlanes.com for hours and more information, or stop by at 402 South Water Street in Wilmington.
34-6 is the lead for Wilmington here as we start the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 11 for Peotone. Trips receivers to the far side, one back to the near. Chenoweth and Chenoweth in the backfield. Pass down the sideline. Billy Moore turns around, and it is incomplete. Boy, Moore step for step with Nick Cronin. Turned at the last second and managed to get his hand in there and rip the ball out.
That's just what I was going to say. Did you notice what he did? Right at the last second, he turned around like a good defensive back would. Knocked that ball loose.
I'll tell you what, though, that pass was on the money again.
Well, he can hit the receivers.
Just been pretty good defensive play for the Cats tonight. I mean, there have been a lot of passes just put on the money. All right, so Nate Couples back at his own 47, getting ready to return this punt, if, in fact, Peotone punts it away, and it looks like they're going to. 11:54 to go in the game. So good snap here. Kick is short, takes a bounce. Couples picks it up at the 48 and will return it to the Peotone 46. Looks like Alex Chenoweth on the tackle for Peotone. It'll bring up 1st and 10 for Wilmington from the Blue Devils' 46-yard line. And again, boy, the amount of times tonight that Wilmington has had a short field is crazy. They've started in Peotone territory almost every drive of the night.
They've been living on the right side of the field, that's for sure.
So the Cats going into their second team offense here, up 34-6, which is kind of interesting. Trying to keep everybody healthy, I think, more than anything.
I think maybe that's what it is.
So Bryson Mentz will take over at quarterback. Billy Moore done for the night. Cats just, again, trying to get out of here as healthy as possible. They did have a few injuries coming in and need to stay that way for the stretch run here. Handoff right side. Not a whole lot of room there. That closes in a hurry. McMaster on the stop. And it is Dane Van Dyne on the carry. Will pick up no yards, bring up 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 to go for the Cats.
So the Cats continue to shuttle people in, getting all the starters off the field now. Especially in a physical game like this, you don't want anything crazy to happen.
Yeah.
Because Peotone is very physical. So 2nd and 10, again up under center is Mentz out of the double wing. I think this is Van Dyne again inside the 45, still going inside the 35. And he will end up picking up a 1st down, a gain of about 12 on the run from Dane Van Dyne, and that will give the Cats a Wildcat self-storage 1st down.
That was really, by Van Dyne, that was really a nice piece of power running. He just took the defenders right with him.
So Travis Van Dyne checks in.
Uh-oh.
It's like there's so many Van Dynes out there. Got to try to keep track of all of them. So Mentz comes back up to the line. 1st and 10 for the Cats from the 34 of Peotone. On the double wing again. Pitch comes right side. Another nice hole. Van Dyne inside the 30. Still churning down near the 26-yard line.
Dane Van Dyne, the ball carrier.
So Dane will pick up a gain of 7 yards. It'll set the Cats up with 2nd down and 3.
2nd down and 3 to go for the Cats.
And by the way, Peotone cycling through some people too, and as they should. The Blue Devils are going to be a playoff team this year, more than likely.
Yeah, we were talking about that. They are playoff material.
And again, just like the Cats, Peotone, their core players, you want them to get out of here healthy too. 2nd down and 3. Mentz up under center out of the double wing for the Cats. In motion is Nevels, gets the pitch, and trying to get that first down. Gets stacked up after a gain of a couple. Bring up 3rd and short for Wilmington. 3rd and a yard right at the 25 of Peotone.
Hey, did you forget how many yards you got out of it?
Well, 2 yards.
2.
Be 3rd and 1 for Wilmington, and obviously 4 down territory. And the biggest thing is just keep that clock moving. Cats leading at 34-6. 8:50 to go here in this one. Wilmington will hit the road for one of the few times this year, be at Herscher next week. So you want to make sure you get out of here as healthy as possible. Mentz under center. Letting that clock wind down, and he'll keep it. He will pick up the first down. Got a nice push from Van Dyne behind him as well, and will get about 3 yards, and it's enough for a Wildcat self-storage first down.
Is that Bryson Mentz?
Yep, Bryson kept it there, and now the Cats going 3 deep at quarterback. Dirks Geis, 5'8", 175-pound senior, will check in. So Geis will take over under center.
Passing the 8-minute mark.
1st and 10, and Geis going to keep it himself. Not really sure what that play was supposed to be, but he ended up just saying, okay, I'm just going to go forward. And Dirks will pick up a gain of about 7, set up the Cats with 2nd down and 3. Wilmington's just been shuttling people in and out like crazy, so they continue to do 2 or 3 at a time here. 7:30 to go in the game. 34-6 is the lead for Wilmington. 2nd and 3 from the Peotone 15. Stick around for the postgame show, brought to you by Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair over there in Braidwood. Final stats, another full check of the IHSA football scoreboard from Otakirk and Rhodes, and we'll talk to Coach Reintz as well in the postgame show from Warren's Collision Center. And there's a pitch that goes errant in the backfield, and I think the Cats got back on it, but that was dangerous. And they'll bring up 3rd down and 11 after a loss of about 8 on the play, and Dirks is going to check back out. And Mentz back in there.
8-yard loss right there.
Well, again, if you're in 4-down territory here, you want to get half back and leave you a chance on 4th down. 6:30 and counting in the 4th. 3rd down and 11 from the Peotone 23-yard line. So Mentz just letting the clock roll a little bit here. Pitch right side. Van Dyne gets a little bit of an assist down inside the 20-yard line to the 19, but it's going to leave the Cats with 4th and 7 to pick up here as Van Dyne picks up 4 or 5 yards. And see what Wilmington does here. Looks like the Cats are field goal time. And I mean, you know, why not? Give Ostheim a chance to practice a field goal here. An opportunity. You might want to actually use a timeout to give them a chance to set it all. They're going to re-rack the play clock here. And now Wilmington going to use a timeout. And that's probably the best case scenario anyway. Well, they're short a guy too, so Holman comes running on in the last minute. So Wilmington will use a timeout. Good opportunity here for Ostheim to practice a field goal. I mean, the ball's at the 19. So you're looking at 36-yard field goal or so for Ostheim.
Hopefully he won't hit one of those low line drives.
Again, there have been times through the years that this has come in very handy, though, field goal kicking. So when you have a chance to work on it in a situation that's not really high pressure, give him an opportunity to go out there and try it, because you never know when he's going to actually need to do it in a pressure situation.
Yeah. And his percentage of making them this year has been very high. He got 2 blocks, which wasn't his fault.
Well, here we go. 4th down and 7 from the Peotone 19. Now, Ostheim on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Finn Bryant. It is going to officially be a 36-yard field goal attempt here for Evan Ostheim. So a 36-yarder out of the hold of Bryant and the snap of Kuipers. Let's see how this goes. Good snap, good hold. The kick from Finn has the distance. It is no good, wide left. Actually, it looked pretty good off his foot, though. That had plenty of distance. And Peotone will take over 1st and 10. But again, good opportunity for Evan to get out there and try it.
I don't think he missed it by much either.
No, and I would be very comfortable inside the 20 having him kick a field goal.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
Yes, he's been very, very consistent.
All right, so Peotone 1st and 10 from their own 20. Technically the 19, I guess. So 1st and 10, it looks like Declan McMaster is going to turn into the quarterback here. Is Peotone also going a little bit further into their roster? Oh, and there's a huge hole around the left end. This is Tyler Walker inside Wilmington territory. He might go to the end zone. Tyler Walker is going to cruise to the end zone for a touchdown, and an 81-yard touchdown run will make it 34-12. Well, there was nobody on the edge, and Mr. Walker just ran to the end zone.
He must have used at least 5 seconds off the clock.
4:58 to go.
They got some guys that can scoot around those corners, around those in places.
Boy, that went really quick. And the kick here is good from Nate Wehrman. So Wilmington leads it 34-13 with 4:58 to go in this one. Take a break. Come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
The attorneys and staff at Odekirk and Rhodes are here to help during your most stressful legal situations, including criminal cases, divorce, custody, personal injury, and more. Odekirk and Rhodes will be with you every step of the way with aggressive representation that results in positive outcomes. Call 815-306-4864. Visit online at odekirklaw.com or stop by any one of their locations in Joliet, Manteno, Morris, or Wilmington today.
So 34-13, and it also is apparent that they're just going to run the clock here the rest of this game as well. I think both sidelines, are willing to write this one off and say, okay, we're at where we're at. Let's get out of here healthy. Obviously, both teams going to some substitutes and stuff as well, and both coaches realizing that there's bigger things down the line here too, and just trying to get out of here and the ability to finish the season as healthy as possible. So the kickoff here come down to all the way in the end zone, actually. So it'll be a touchback, and Wilmington will take over 1st and 10 with whichever group they end up sending out there, because the Cats have really motored through some people tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who's going to be out there next, so who's going to leave out there.
So once they snap this, I think it's just going to keep running regardless and get it all the way done and over with.
Well, Wilmington's already pulled its first string off in the third quarter.
That ended a little while ago.
And so, yeah, they don't want to play their guys, take a chance of getting them hurt. And really, the Blue Devils really don't either. They have a chance to catch up if Wilmington leads the starters in. The game is decided.
All right, 1st and 10 for Wilmington. Looks like Mentz back out there at quarterback as clock starts to run. Pitch comes right side. Decent gain there on 1st down across the 25 and still going. Out near the 27-yard line. That's Dean again on the carry for the Cats, Dean Van Dyne. So a gain of 7, bring up 2nd and 3 for Wilmington. The clock will roll down to 4 minutes to go in this one. Sure to stick around for the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair over there in Braidwood. Talk to Coach Raints, go over your final stat totals, and have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk and Rhodes. All that on the postgame show from Warren's Collision Center coming up here in just a few minutes. Again, out of the double wing again. Mentz under center, 2nd down and 3 from the Wilmington 27. And a fumble. Van Dyne picks it up, and now he's dropped back at the 23-yard line. So Cats go backwards again.
Fumble on the play, covered by Dane Van Dyne. 3rd down and 8 for the Cats.
So 3rd and 8. Again, Van Dyne to one side, Nevels to the other, and Mentz will take the snap, pitches it back to Nevels, has a hole, and Nevels might go to the end zone. And I mean, there was a huge hole off the left side, and cruising all the way to the end zone is Jay Nevels. A 77-yard touchdown run will make Wilmington 40, Peotone 13, and I mean a huge hole off the left side. So the clock will continue to roll. And extra point upcoming here. And a different kicker this go round, but I don't have 42, so on either roster. So I'm not entirely sure who this is. Kick is good, and the Cats lead it 41-13. 1:48 left. I think Peotone is good with just saying, you know, this thing is over and done with, and they might just actually line up here, and maybe they'll get a kickoff. I don't know. I thought they were just going to line up, but looks like they will kick it off. 1:30 and counting. Oh, I got to go ahead and update my scoreboard as well. So Wilmington up 41-13, down to 1:15 and counting, and looks like the Cats will kick it off at least, give everybody a chance to go one more round on special teams. So ball teed up at the 40. This this might be it. Whatever happens on this kickoff return could be the last play of the night. So the kick here comes down to the 24, and Peotone just going to down it there, and that will end it. Cats win it 41-13 tonight over Peotone. That moves Wilmington to now 2-1 on the year. Peotone will drop to 1-2. Good win for the Cats tonight here at home. Peotone put up a good fight, and both teams will move on to next week. Cats will hit the road, go down there to Herscher, and do one of their 3 road games for the year. All right, welcome into the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond repair over there in Braidwood. Take a break, come back with your final stats in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Spins and Needles on Davie Lane is your local sewing shop in the Wilmington area. They specialize in sewing machine repairs and cleaning. Spins and Needles also has sewing supplies, quilt fabrics, sewing notions, and custom wind spinners. Stop by Spins and Needles at 614 Davie Lane in Wilmington from 10 to 4 Tuesday through Thursday and Friday and Saturday from 10 to 3. Or call 815-592-1183 for Spins and Needles. The Wilmington Chamber of Commerce at wilmingtonilchamber.org represents Wilmington businesses in many ways, including Employee of the Month, job postings, a full directory, event listings, ribbon cuttings, and more. They are also proud to announce their office location at 616 Davie Lane in Wilmington. WilmingtonILChamber.org is the source for all things business related in Wilmington. Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG-tech.com. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
Cats win at 41-13 over Peotone tonight. Welcome into the postgame show from Warren's Collision Center over there in Braidwood, where they care beyond the repair. 815-458-3300. Cats saw Peotone use 5 or 6 minutes of the first quarter clock. Wilmington ended up scoring, and then things started to roll a little bit in the second, third quarter. But give Peotone credit. They came in with some wrinkles tonight. Ended up scoring as well with the Wilmington first team starters still in the game, and went to the air a lot tonight with some success. So Peotone, some things to build on, but then both teams at the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter just said, hey, let's get this done. Let's get it over with so we can get out of here healthy. There's plenty of stuff for us to play for as we look into the future this year. And again, I am fairly confident in saying Peotone's going to be a playoff football team. I think they got some wins coming their way. Their two losses, Marengo and Wilmington. Marengo, year in, year out, pretty good football team. Now, obviously, Wilmington, year in and year out, a good football team. And I think Peotone gets into the meat of this conference schedule, and there's some wins there for them, and potentially a playoff team in the Blue Devils. There's some good stuff there. All right, we'll talk to Coach Reitz here in just a little bit. We'll also have a check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk and Rhodes. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that now while we're working on your final totals here. In the Ice Conference, Reed Custer 28-7 over Streeter tonight. That's in the third quarter. Coal City blowing out Bloom 35-0 at the half is the lead for Coal City. Herscher and Mantino tied up at 14 at the half, so a good one going on there. Other scores in 3A, Byron 14-0 over Oregon in the second quarter. In the third, IC leads St. Ignatius 20-0. Althoff Catholic 10-7 over Belleville East at the half. All of these are at the half. Bloomington Central and Toledo Unity tied at 20. St. Joseph Ogden 28-13 over IVC. Richmond Burton 28-24 over Johnsburg. Boy, that's a really, really good Week 3 matchup in Richmond Burton and Johnsburg. In the first quarter, Williamsville's 13-0 over Riverton. In 2A, Maroa Forsyth, the number one team in 2A, 42-0 over Auburn in the third. Tuscola 20-13 over Tri-Valley in the third. Rockridge 7-0 over Riverdale in the first. In the fourth quarter, Farmington 25-0 over Eureka, and Seneca 43-0 over Clinton. At the half, Westville 42-12 over Momence. Johnston City 28-7 over Edwards County in the third. Also in the third, Vandalia 26, Pena 18. Galena and Eastland Pearl City tied at 0 in the second quarter. Aurora Christian 33-0 over St. Edward. That's in the second. Other games, Lincoln Way West 14-7 over Andrew. That's in the fourth. Batavia 12, Glenbard North 7 in the second. Oswego 10-7 over Bolingbrook at the half. Bradley Bourbonnais 22-0 over Wabansie Valley. That game in the second quarter. Brother Rice 14, St. Rita 3. That's at the half. Chicago Christian 28-7 over Wheaton Academy. That's at the half. Nazareth 28, Mount Carmel 10 in the second quarter. Lake Park and Wheaton North tied at 7. Rich Township 7-6 over Thornwood. That game is at the half. Marmion 21-0 over St. Viator in the fourth. Niles Notre Dame 7-0 over St. Lawrence in the first. Richards leads Rivas 6-0 in the first. Providence 27-7 over Carmel at the half. Plano 30, Sandwich 26. That game in the third quarter, so a good one there between Plano and Sandwich. What was that old joke? You put a town called Bologna in between them, Plano, Bologna, Sandwich? Plano 30-26 over Sandwich in the third. Romeoville 25-0 over Plainfield Central in the third. Plainfield North 9-0 over Oswego. That's at the half. Oak Forest 21, Thornton Fractional South 7 in the third quarter. New Trier 6, Hoffman Estates nothing. That's in the first. Get this score. Naperville Central leads Sandburg 3-2 in the third quarter. What? 3-2 in the third quarter? Minooka 6, Yorkville nothing in the first. Marist 14, Montini 14. That game in the second. Marion Catholic 7-0 over DePaul in the first. Lincoln Way East 49-7 over Neuqua Valley at the half. LaSalle Peru 27-6 over Ottawa in the second quarter. Kankakee 75-6 over Thornridge in the third quarter. It's Joliet West 13-7 over Plainfield South in the second. A final, Plainfield East blows out Joliet Central 55-0. Homewood Flossmoor 14, Lockport 6 at the half. Fenwick 22-12 over Joliet Catholic. That's at the half. Joliet Catholic about to go 0-3. Last time we saw that. Shelbyville 36, Dwight 22. That's in the third quarter. Hinsdale 7-0 over Downers Grove North. In the second quarter, Crete-Monee 36-0 over Thornton. That is at the half. In the Ice Conference, Reed Custer 28-21 over Streeter. Man, that's been a good one tonight. Herscher 21-14 over Mantino. That's in the third quarter. The Reed Custer score is in the fourth, up by 7. And Coal City blowing out Bloom 35-0. That's the Illinois Central scores. And a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard either way, brought to you by Odekirk and Rhodes. Joined here on the postgame show by the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Reitz. And Coach, you kind of knew tonight coming in. I mean, Peotone always has little wrinkles, some things that go differently. You come in going, all right, it's going to be double wing. We're going to see them run the ball, and all of a sudden it's trips, wide receivers, and they're throwing the ball all over the place.
No, I did. They did a great job of putting their game plan together. We weren't expecting all the passing. I think for them, I think they found out they can't pass the ball that well. I think their quarterback is really good. He's a very good athlete. They're a bunch of juniors, and so Coach Telly's going to have a heck of a team coming up here. And so, but we had to adjust a lot on defense. I was happy the way our kids were coachable tonight. We had to make a ton of adjustments, put a lot of pressure on our corners, one-on-one situations. I was starting to blitz a little bit, and they were getting rid of the ball so fast that the blitzing wasn't working. So we had to work some coverage things, but. Overall, good complete game for us. I thought offensively, obviously, Kepman got us going. Good to see Couples and Kachuk have the nights that they did too. Very happy that everybody got into the game. Really happy there. And, hey, we're 1-0 in conference, okay? And I think Peotone's going to make some noise in the conference. With what we saw on film coming in, they were tight with Marengo into the third quarter last week. And now you got this quarterback showing tonight how they can throw. I think they're going to be okay. And so we could, if we're both able to make the playoffs and go down, we might see them again. But I think they're going to make some noise in the conference.
It's kind of fun tonight watching your corners do what they do in Bryant and Moore, and not the biggest corners ever to be out there on an island. But man, Billy had a play in the first half that almost came away with an interception. Finn had a play right before the half that was huge to keep Peotone out of the end zone, and you keep putting them out there. Yeah, every now and then something happens, but man, they keep answering the bell. They come back out there and do what they got to do.
They do, and we tell our corners, heck, when we start with football in the preseason into the summer, we're we tell them you're going to have a lot of pressure on you. You got to play one-on-ones, and the kids came through tonight and did a great job. I know the Finn got beat on the one, but overall I thought that both of them did a heck of a job. And so we're trying to give them a little help sometimes. Sometimes they just got rid of the ball right now, and you got to give them credit on the one. But I thought both kids came up and played well.
Honestly, I was surprised how accurate that Chenoweth was with the football, too, because every time he threw the football, it seems like, there was a couple on the run that were, a little bit overthrown or whatever, but he was dropping the ball right where it needed to be. I was surprised.
You know what else, too? He's a very good athlete. He's a great athlete. You can see it when he runs it. You can see it when he throws it. He's just a really good athlete. And hey, you take your hat off to him, and you got to give him credit for what he did tonight.
Billy, too, coming back to being the weapon in the third quarter, because there was a couple of drives there that went back to Billy keeping the football, the naked bootleg play where there was really nobody on this half of the field.
Right.
And, wow, what a weapon that has become for you as well, in addition to all the backs.
Yeah, and we talked about it last week. How can we get a little pressure off Kepman, because everybody's going to key on him. And Billy's an X factor. He has very good speed, very good quickness, sees the field very well, and the more we can use him as a weapon, it's another thing that everybody has to get ready for.
The one other thing tonight too was trying the field goal, that 36-yard field goal, to give Ostheim the ability to try that, and right there, the distance is fine or whatever, but practicing those kind of things in these games that you might need later on down the line.
No, and that's something we need to continue to work on. Special teams is big. And the Peotone got us a little bit on a few kickoffs, but kickoff returns, I should say. But you're exactly right. You get any of the experience that you can get right now, you have to take.
Well, Coach, congratulations on another win. Hit the road. We don't have to say that very much this year.
I know. We're going to go to Hersher.
Yeah, and Hersher hanging with Mantino tonight. That could be interesting.
No, it's ice conference play at its best, I can tell you.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Thanks for joining us on the postgame. We'll see you next week.
You got it, guys. Hey, thanks for the coverage, guys.
So Coach Reitz joining us here on the postgame show, brought to you by Warren's Collision Center over there in Braidwood, where they care beyond the repair. 815-458-3300. Cats win it tonight, 41-13 over Peotone. Wilmington goes to 2-1 on the year. The Blue Devils drop to 1-2. Wilmington will hit the road. And what might be an interesting game next week with Hersher. Hersher and Mantino kind of going back and forth here tonight. kind of be interesting to see how that plays out next week.
Yeah, I've kind of been keeping my eye on Herscher. I thought maybe this could be a test for us, going down and playing Herscher at Herscher. It could be a little challenge, but we'll see. The Cats are ready for it. I really enjoyed the game tonight. I enjoyed the changes they made. Like Coach said, we were talking about guarding the pass out in the flats.
Yeah.
And he did. He switched them and put them right on. Coach is good at doing that kind of stuff.
Oh, we never went to the final stats, did we?
Oh, no.
So final stats for Peotone, rushing the football, Alex Chenoweth, 9 rushing attempts for 35 yards. Nick Cronin, 5 carries for 5 yards. Eli Chenoweth, 1 carry for 0 yards. Tyler Walker, 1 carry for 81 yards and a touchdown. Of course, that was late in that extra kind of time for everyone. Tucker Kane, 2 carries, I think, for -1 yard.
Yeah.
Peotone tonight, 20 rushing attempts, 120 yards and a touchdown. Alex Chenoweth, 9 of 15 for 77 yards and a touchdown. Nick Cronin, 2 receptions, 16 yards and a touchdown. Great drive for Peotone to get on the board in the third quarter, and that touchdown pass to Cronin. Declan McMaster, 2 receptions for 24 yards. Tyler Walker, 2 receptions for 15 yards. I have to look this up every time. Colin Willis, 1 reception for 12 yards, and Tucker Kane, 1 reception for 10. Again, 77 yards through the air for Chenoweth and this Peotone offense, 120 on the ground. That's 197 yards for Peotone here tonight. For Wilmington rushing the football, Billy Moore, 5 rushing attempts, 43 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bryson Mentz, 1 carry for -5 yards. Ryan Kettman ran the ball for 159 yards and 3 touchdowns tonight. Dane Van Dyne, 6 carries, 35 yards. Nate Couples, 4 carries for 16 yards. Jay Nevels, 2 carries for 79 yards-ish and a touchdown. Had that big touchdown run again in the fourth quarter, kind of when everybody was substituting in. But still a good run for Jay. Hunter Kachuk, 3 rushes for 37 yards. Dirks Geis, 2 rushing attempts for 1 yard. The Cats tonight, 35 rushing attempts, 283 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Wilmington outgains Peotone 283 to 197, and they win it 41-13.
Well,
all right.
I think once again the Wildcats answered the bell, came out and dissed the strength out of their hands and showed us that the Wilmington Wildcats have really got themselves a good start, and I'm looking forward to next week. Herscher is going to be a good test, but I think the Wildcats will be ready.
All right, one last look at the ice scores before we wrap things up. Reed Custer, 28-21 over Streeter in the fourth quarter, so that game going late. Herscher, 28-14 over Mantino. The Tigers now up 2 scores in that one, and that's where Wilmington's got to go next week. You better be ready for that. And Coal City, 35-0 over Bloom at the half. All right, we'll head to Herscher next week. Cats now 2-1 with a 41-13 win over Peotone. This has been the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair in Braidwood, 815-458-3300. See you next week at Herscher. Cats